So in this mind map class, we will study about the temperature coefficient of resistance or resistivity. Now suppose children, if you have got two conductors, say that the first conductor's resistance is 200 ohms and the second conductor's resistance is 300 ohm. And if you are increasing the temperature of both the conductors by 10 degrees Kelvin. So what you will find that, say the resistance of 200 ohm increases to 202 ohms and the resistance of 300 ohm increases to 310 ohm. So what you find that the change in temperature, change in resistance with temperature, that is RT minus R naught, that is a change in resistance with temperature, is directly proportional to the initial resistance. Alright. Now take the second case. Now suppose if I have got two conductors, the initial resistances are same, that is 200 ohms, but I am changing the temperature. In first case I am increasing the temperature by 10 Kelvin and in the second case I am increasing the temperature by 50 Kelvin. So what you will find that the resistance that increase in resistance or rise in resistance, in this case when we increase the temperature by 50 Kelvin will be more. So what have we concluded? That rise in temperature with temperature, rise in resistance with temperature is directly proportional to initial resistance and it is directly proportional to change in temperature. And now if you remove this proportionality sign with equality, you have to write a constant and this is known as the temperature coefficient of resistance. From here we get the formula for alpha, that is RT minus R naught upon R naught into 1 upon T minus T naught. As you can see that we have rearranged the terms. Or I can say that very simpler form to remember this formula is that alpha is equal to 1 by R naught, that is the initial resistance, into dR by dt. Change in resistance upon the change in temperature. Alright, so this is my alpha. Children, this topic is again very important from the board point of view. Many of the children, they neglect this topic thinking that the questions will not come on that. So alpha, the formula for alpha, that is a temperature coefficient of resistance, is 1 by R naught into dR by dt, or you can write it like this, the way you want. Now what will be the unit? So you can, as you can see, the SI unit is per degree Celsius. Now you know that resistance R is equal to rho into L by A. That means my resistance is directly proportional to the specific resistance or resistivity. So that's why I can write on the same lines, I can write the temperature coefficient of resistivity also. Okay, so instead of R, I will write rho. So what my formula will become? Temperature coefficient of resistivity alpha will be equal to rho T, that is a rho at temperature T, minus rho naught, that is a temperature at 0 degree, upon rho naught into 1 upon T minus T naught. The same identical formula, only the R will be replaced by rho. So this is the formula for your temperature coefficient of resistance and the resistivity. Now the next very important discussion is how the alpha, that is the temperature coefficient of resistivity, change with temperature in the case of metals, alloys, carbon or semiconductor. Again children, this class is very important for the viva of the practicals class also. The same questions can be asked for the viva because all your current electricity experiments, that is the Wheatstone bridge, potentiometer, and your to find the resistance of to verify Ohm's law, all these practicals are there in your practicals also. So now see, let's consider the case of metals. So as we have done in the previous mind map class, that as you increase the temperature, what will happen? The collisions will increase, and as the collisions will increase, what will happen? The relaxation time will decrease. And as the relaxation time will decrease, so what you will find that rho is inversely proportional to tau. So my resistivity will increase, the resistance will increase. So as the resistance and resistivity will increase with temperature, so what you will find that the alpha, that is the temperature coefficient of resistance or resistivity, RT minus R naught, if this is increasing, so that means my alpha will also increase. Rho T minus rho naught increases, that means my alpha is also increased. Or I can say that the alpha is positive. for the metals. I'm just repeating it once again. As the temperature increase, collision increase, the relaxation time decreases. So my resistivity and hence my resistance will increase. Increasing means rho t minus rho naught increases. RT minus R naught increases. That means my alpha will increase. So we say that alpha is positive for the metals. So if you plot a graph between rho and the temperature, what you will find, you will get the curve like this. That is the resistivity. This graph is for the copper, and for the copper I can say that the resistivity of copper increases as the higher power of the temperature. So you get graph like this. Such graphs can be asked in the 1 markers also. Now let's come to alloys. Now, alloys, you know that children, in all your meter bridge and in your potentiometer, the wire which we are using is alloy. Now we will find that why we are using the alloy. Now the first answer is that the alpha, that is the temperature coefficient of resistances, does not change. That means the resistance or the resistivity does not change with temperature. Very minor change in the case of the alloys. Okay, so alpha, that means the resistance does not change with temperature, or resistivity does not means very little it changes. So, and let's say for the example, in the case of manganese, the resistivity does not change with temperature. So if the resistance or resistivity does not change with temperature, that's why we are using the wire. In the meter bridge and the potentiometer, it is made up of the alloy. And in the case of nichrome, you can see that the slope, this is I've drawn little bigger but should be little flatter, that again the temperature coefficient of resistance is very least affected with the temperature. Now the question can be asked, why the alloys are used to make the standard resistances. All your standard resistances in the laboratories, they are made up of the alloys. Why? So there are two answers for this. The first answer is that the rho, that is the specific resistance, is very high. First reason. And the second reason, you will write that the alpha, that is the alpha, does not change much with temperature. So these are the two answers why the alloys are being used for making the standard resistances. Alright, the next is that how the alpha, that is the temperature coefficient of resistivity or resistance, changes with temperature in the case of semiconductor. Now we have done that in the case of semiconductor, on increasing the temperature, the resistance or the resistivity decreases. As it is decreases, that means alpha is negative. Okay, so alpha is negative, and if you have to plot a graph, suppose if the graph comes, you plot the graph between rho and the temperature, so you'll find that it is decreasing exponentially with time. So either they can ask you carbon, that is a very clever way of asking, because carbon is a semiconductor. So either they will ask you carbon or they will ask you directly, plot the graph between rho and T. So my graph will fall exponentially down. Alright, so what we conclude, in the case of the metals, the alpha, that is the temperature coefficient of resistivity, is positive. For semiconductor, it is negative, and for alloys, it varies very less. We can say that they have got the weak temperature dependence on the temperature. So this class again, children, is important from your 1 markers, for your board point of view and for your Viva. Thank you.